You want to learn how to use Wecatch to the fullest and get the most out of it? Then keep watching this video. Hello everybody and welcome to POKECOORD. Let's start with a new video about Wecatch. But first, don't forget to subscribe to see more interesting content. First of all, you have to know that Wecatch can be downloaded from our POKECOORD.com page or from the official site of your creator. How you can see Wecatch is in Chinese, but here we are going to explain how get the most out of it and how to use each of its options. For starters, you can see that here at the top right there are 3 points, and when I click I display 6 buttons. These are the buttons of application settings. The first button from left to right is simply for you to save your favorite settings, and clicking on it asks you to log in. It is not you need to create an account, so do not worry, you can use it with total freedom. The second button is precisely so that you can create an account, but as I told you, it is not really something necessary. The third button is the filter button, but these are the filters for POKESTOPS and for gyms. How do you see? By default I have several POKESTOPS and several types of gyms chosen. If I select for example raids of level 1, level 2, level 3, up to level 5, and level 8 and 9, this is the type of raid that will appear to me. Likewise, if I deselect them and leave only the gyms itself, and the same case for the POKESTOPS, I must have selected POKESTOP and shows me all the POKESTOPs around. On the other hand, if it is that only the mind I leave it in this way, it will show me the POKEPORATA that have items and Pokemon as a prize. In my case, I will leave it for level 5 rates gyms, item POKESTOPs and Pokemon POKESTOPs. We already click on save, and with this, the configuration was already saved. The next button is the filter for Pokemon. When you click on it, you will see that there are the 8 generations that currently exist in the game. These Pokemon you can select or deselect them all at once, using the green button to select and the red to remove this selection, and apply the same for each of the generations. You can choose, either by generation or simply by clicking on each of the Pokemon in specific. In my case I'm going to leave all generation 1, all generation 2, all generation 3 and 4, nothing more. We click on done and that would be it. The next icon is this one that has a face similar to Luigi's. This button is called Cell C2, and when I click on it, what it will do is that it will show me how the cells are on the map. These cells here you can see the small grid are the quadrants in which the map is divided, and yes, it really does not have great impact on the use of the application. Then we can remove it without any problem. And the sixth icon that has the shape of a ring shows us the components of the points in which Pokemon will appear. In this case, for example, as I have a map very far away, if I press it will tell me a message. Here is a small parenthesis. For one of the most common errors, results not found, means that the application cannot find information about the place you are looking for. It can also appear when you search for Pokemon or search for POKESTOPs, and that can be mainly defunct to 3 things. First, you zoom too far. Second, maybe in the place where you are there is not enough information about the Pokemon around. In this case I am in Taipei, where there really is a very good appearance of Pokemon. And third, the date and time of your phone should be in automatic. If you do not have it, go to settings to your phone and activate the automatic date and time setting, and with that in most cases it will work. Now returning to our tutorial, and at the bottom we see the action buttons. These are the buttons that when pressed the application will execute. The first one we have is the one with the small animal footprint. This footprint is not more than a set of all the radars that exist in Wecatch. Those are pre-configured radars, which, for example, if I go to the IV100, it will show me all the Pokemon that are of perfect statistics that are around the world here. I can see all the complete details of this Pokemon from its name, statistics, your combat points, the attacks you have, the coordinates, location, and even the time you have left to disappear. For example, let's say I want this Bulbasaur. For that we click on it, and it will take me immediately to where it is. Now if I want to go and catch it, I click on the Bulbasaur, and it will show me this little box. In this box I will be able to see that until the end it says 17 minutes with a few seconds. These seconds is the approximate in which Pokemon will be on the map. The Pokemon last approximately 20 minutes. But obviously this can vary. If I want to go to where he is, I click on where the data is, and he will show me this. Here I can share the coordinates or copy them for me. Once copied, I open PG Sharp, Ipogo or any application I use to fly, and this way I can go and catch it. Let's put it to the test. Here I am using Sharp, so I paste the coordinates I just copied and click OK. Let's see if this Bulbasaur of perfect statistics appears. We wait until map load a bit, and here is the Bulbasaur, and if we open it, how can you see is 15 15 15. Then the information was correct. And now let's use the following option. Let's zoom out a little further, and there's the button with a cloud icon. At the time I press it, what it's going to do is that it's going to load me with the local weather estimate. As you can see, they are pictures of different colors, and each color means a specific type of weather. We have, for example, the red buttons that here you can see that it means rainy, the cafes that it is a climate where there is a lot of wind, those that are greener is a partly cloudy climate, and those that are yellow is a climate that has a lot of sun, and so on. In all the parts of the map I can see what is the climate that is predominating. And to remove it, I simply click on the cloud again, and with that it disappears. Let's do a little zoom since the next option is the POKESTOPS. When I press it, it will load all the POKESTOPS that are around, but not the whole map, simply where I chose to show them. As you can see, there are some prepared, let's say normal, and others that have a small icon of a Pokemon. This is because here in my filters, I chose to show me POKESTOPS also that I can give items or Pokemon. That's why here it shows me as, for example, when I click on this POKESTOP tells me that it is a special POKESTOP that has a mission that is to exchange a Pokemon, and the reward when completing this mission is going to be that it will give me a Deden, and then if I want is Pokeparada, I can see the coordinates. I also click, and I can copy them and go to it. As you can see, if I move away I do not load all the POKESTOPs itself of the whole city, only of a certain area where I am. So it is advisable to do this zoom, and so on. If I click again, it will reload me in another area, and so I can go checking. Usually this option works in all areas of the world, even if you are in an area that is not very mapped. But how is it that you get to see the error of not found? Check your internet connection, and also, you probably do not have this area mapped, and therefore there is not enough information. Now we're going to move a little bit here to an area that's clean, and we're going to push the next one, which is the gyms. When I press it, as you can see, it shows me several gyms that are around, but not only that, but it also gives me information about them. In these gyms I can see the color of the equipment that is dominating that gym, either blue, red or yellow, and there are also a few small numbers in these gyms. This means the available slots. If I click here, for example, it tells me that there are 0 slots available. That means that here this gym is totally full. But if I click on the square, I can see what are the Pokemon that are in that gym. And is that if I am the blue team, and I want to go take this red gym, I can see who I am going to face. Here there is a Blissey, a Chance and a Garchomp, Gyarados, Blaziken and Metagross. Then I can use this information to form a Pokemon team that can counter them. And if I click copy coordinate, I can simply fly to this location. But that's not all, since there is also the raids. In this case, for the time it is in Taiwan, there are really no active routes, but I'm going to move to another location. And here we are in the New York area, so if I click again on the gym thing, now there are active raids here. Remember that the raid is confirmed in the local time than in Taipei, as at this moment that I am recording this, that is 11:46 in the morning for me in Taipei, and is a little more than 1 a.m. That's why there are no raids, but here in New York there is. If I click the same in a raid, I will see what is the team that manages it, how many slots are available, and the level, even those that already have hatched eggs. For example, in this one, I can see the Pokemon, the movements it has, and also what time it is, and what time it will disappear. And in this way I can also plan a route, for example of raids, to be able to obtain everything I need from these expeditions. Likewise, here we are going to modify the filter a little, and we are going to put it that also shows the rate of level 7, 8, 9 and 6, we click back on search, and it already shows me all the routes that are around. And we are going to the last option. This is the Pokemon, which is this small icon of the shore, which has a small symbol that the truth to me looks a lot like a small truck, and that at the time of clicking shows you the Pokemon that are in the area. As you will remember, I activate to show me the Pokemon of the 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th generation, nothing more. Then that's why here I see several different Pokemon, but as you see at the time it says zoom, I appeared many more Pokemon. That is why it is always advisable to zoom in. to have as much information as possible. We're going to do a little experiment. I'm going to remove everything, and I'm just going to leave all the Pokemon of the first generation. Let's say they're the ones I'm interested in getting. Here you can see that it is only the first selected two. We click on search, and only loaded the Pokemon of the first generation, and from here I can start hunting them. There is only something very important. You can see that there are some icons that are semi-transparent. These are icons of Pokemon that probably already disappeared on the map or are about to disappear. If I open this, for example, you can see that it says it will disappear in 40 seconds. However, if I open this, Pikachu says that it will disappear within 5 minutes. And in this way, I can also focus on catching the Pokemon and looking for the one I want. And well, really, this has been the complete tutorial on how to use Wecatch. I hope it has been very useful, and remember that in POKECOORD.com you can download it without any problem. It is totally free. And we update it every time its creator Daydreamer releases a new version. Thank you very much for watching this video until the end. Do not forget to subscribe and leave a good like. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you in the next video.